Okay, hey guys, it's your boy here, Dark Raikou here with What If Issei was a reincarnation of Madara Uchiha and had the Black Dragon of Annihilation, part 4 of this What If. So yeah, no recaps because it hasn't been 1 month. It's been only a couple of days, I think. So yeah, since I uploaded this video. So yeah, no recaps. But let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up. Yada yada yada. And yeah, I'm still watching Bleach, I should mention. I am now on 100 episodes. But yeah, I should probably start making, what's it called? Ichigo What If, so I won't forget most of the storyline in my main channel mostly. But yeah, I already have a thumbnail for What If. I just haven't done, what's it called? The What If. So yeah. But other than that, I should also fucking finish a lot of things in my first main channel instead of being in my second channel a lot. But yeah. But whatever. Mostly my second channel is just me uploading because I'm bored half the time. First channel, yeah, same. But whatever. Usually I get bored one way, another way, whatever. But other than that, let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up. But yeah. So we go into Issei. Issei right now is kind of waking up. His eyes started kind of opening. Of course, he kind of did fall asleep last time, mostly passing out before healing Azuna. But yeah, this is where, well, he kind of starts waking up and saying, where am I? He can't really feel his legs or his arms because for some reason his arms feels heavy and his legs also do the same. His torso also feels kind of heavy. This is where, well, he's trying to get up, but he can't. So this is where, well, he starts trying to open his eyes. He starts opening one of his eyes and then kind of widen both of his eyes after realizing what is happening. There's 5 girls on top of him entirely. In his right side is none other than what's it called Ria's Gremory, holding onto his right arm. His left arm is being held on by a girl with blondish hair, but mostly he already knows who this is because she has 2 ponytails and well, she would have dullish blue eyes, being named Junko, the fallen angel that he kind of met last time and kind of did manage to make her go away from Kokobill's side because, well, he did kick the shit of Kokobill and killing him, but yeah, and getting hurt at the process. And then top of his torso is, what's it called, mostly. So on top of his chest is something that he only kind of recognized from mostly her kind of gray hair and of course ears, and maybe her tail kind of just being close to his kind of torso. But of course, is where, well, he kind of noticed who this is, and it's her name that he's trying to remember. He's thinking, what was her name again? Because he remembers saving her before kind of like meeting up with the others, before doing any of that. Like on Wednesday when he was like keeps training, he decided to go outside just to go to a store and remember saving her from some fallen angels that were trying to attack her. If you can remember right, that she was kind of like a werewolf or something, or a wolf. He can't really remember, but whatever. But of course, what he remembers is what they call her name is Lapland or something like that. And of course, where, well, Issa kind of sighs and says, well, she's here. I think she has silver eyes, can't remember. Luckily, her swords aren't with her because that would have been just stabbing me. They're also pretty long. Don't know how she can even hold them, whatever. But of course, you can remember her kind of, well, mostly remember her by, well, Issa remembers her by kind of a murderous look that she had. When, of course, Issa saved her, but of course, she was kind of blushing, but at the same time having a murderous look. Of course, Issa kind of just walked away from her, like, he ain't dealing with crazy. This is where, well, then he kind of tries to move his legs, trying to see what is happening, but when he kind of like move his arm, or not arm, mostly head a little bit towards his legs, he sees 2 people that he can recognize. 2 yokais, or should also known as 2 Ninetales, that he kind of met a while ago. One being, what's it called? Well, both of them kind of being the 2 Ninetales that he met. Well, one has what's it called? Brownish hair, like brownish long hair. The other one has shortish white hair. And of course, they both have like ears, and their 9 toes are actually flowing behind them. Does it work well? He says, like, what are their names again? Fuck. So the long brownish hair girl is named Akaichi, while the other one is named Kaga. Now, of course, where he says, shit. So they're all on me. This is where, well, he realized one thing. He can feel their kind of, well, breasts onto, well, mostly his, like, skin. Now, of course, he realized that they are actually, what's it called? Now, he can feel, what's it called, their, like, kind of chest onto his, like, arms because they're actually kind of squeezing upon it. And this is where, well, or mostly on his chest by, well, Lamlapt, or mostly, not Lamlapt, mostly Lapland. And, of course, then there's also, what's it called, the other two doing the exact same because he's not fully clothed that much. He is wearing a kind of, like, medical gown, but yeah, one of those gowns that you kind of have when you're in the hospital, either for emergency or whatever. This is where, well, he says, where the fuck are my clothes? Wait the fuck a minute. The thing that I remember last time was, oh, that's right. The flying Raijin haven't really mastered it. So of course it took so much energy and so much practice to not smash into the ground during the fight between Freed. Fuck. How do I get out? How do I get out? Wait a minute. I have an idea. I just don't know if this will work. This will work well. He then looks at his arms, tries to move them a little bit, but this will work well. The person kind of like literally lets out a moan, and of course this is where Issei stops moving for a little bit because he then kind of feels embarrassed. Of course this will work well. He says, damn it, why won't he just let go of me? Fuck, 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 fuck. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Damn it, damn it, damn it. This will work well. Mostly someone says, calm down already. You know, you can always use those damn tails that you have. You know, Madara. This is where Madara says, wait, you're right. Damn it. Why am I always being bothered by you, Annihilation Dragon? Hey, it's not my fault you're an idiot. So, just get some of the chakra tails that you usually use, you know, from the 10 tails. This is where, well, we hear a growling on the other side, and of course it's just like screaming at the car, mostly the Annihilation trying to fuck off. But yeah. But this is where, well, he says, you're right. This is where, well, he says, try to concentrate to make silver tails appear. But of course, is where they appear kind of being made at a chakra, silver-like chakra. And of course, they transform into hands. And this is where, well, they try to remove Issei's arms from mostly the girls kind of like holding onto them by using the silver arm to instead be between their kind of like chest, while Issei frees his arms. Then his legs by doing the exact same by making two other tails. And this is where, well, he then realized, how does he do this with Lapland kind of being on his chest? This is where Issei says, right, gotta use some of his. This is where he makes four tails. Well, not four tails, two other tails to grab her and kind of lift her up. This is where Issei kind of managed to get out of the bed sneakily. And this is where, well, he then kind of lets Lapland back on the bed. And this is where he then uses the silver chakra to dispel in an instant. And when he does that, Issei starts kind of putting on his clothes really fucking fast. Like, he finds a pair of, like, black pants, black jacket, of course, black underwear, it doesn't matter. But this is where, well, he kind of looks like this. Oh, wait. So, think of like this. He's wearing kind of like this outfit, mostly a dark jacket and other stuff. And, of course, instead of being red, it's kind of like purple instead, okay? But of course, he's kind of wearing that. Well, no, think of it like not that what I show you image. Think of it from like Sanjin Woo. You know that time he wore like a black jacket, kind of having a hood on it, and of course black pants that were kind of like what was there? There were like sweatpants, but he had black shoes. That's what Issei is wearing. He kind of found it on mostly a chair, a near chair, and like some fruit and other things. So he ate the fruit, thinking it might be Azuna who actually gave him the fruit, because it said by someone. This where, well, Issei, he then kind of ate the fruit and was thinking to go through the front door of where the kind of like, where was it called? To leave mostly from this room or use the window. He's thinking of using the window now because he doesn't know how many people are out there. So he's not gonna try to like say fuck it and go through out the door. He might use the window. He might have to use combo weight to get out. But yeah. This is where, well, he's trying to check on how to open the window, and this is where people started trying to wake up. And this is where Issei won his eyes, realizing they're waking up. And this is where one person already wakes up by opening their eyes first, and right now rubbing it. And this is where they say, Madara, what are you? This is where, well, All of them kind of wind their eyes after hearing, well, one of them kind of say Madara's name. And this is where Madara widens his eyes. This is where it's fucking his luck. It literally, well, the person who literally woke up with rubbing her eyes is none other than Rias. This is where, well, she was a little bit louder than expected. This is where the others kind of shot up and woke up in an instant. Seeing Madara right now having the window open, having his leg kind of on top of the window kind of like thing, like what's it called, like when you're about to like jump out the window, he kind of has one of his legs being his right leg, and his left leg is still on the ground, mostly of the floor ground of the hospital. Issei said, nothing. You don't see this. This is all a dream. It's all a dream. Just go back to sleep. Wake up the next day or whatever. This is where, well, they all growl and instant their eyes literally starts glowing. This is where Issei sweat drops and says, you don't see anything. Just go to sleep. Issei is still trying to play this off. This is where, well, they growl saying, oh no you don't. Don't you dare try to escape us. This is where, well, Issei says, I'm not escaping anyone. If you want to be technical, I'm not escaping anyone. I'm just leaving. This is where, oh, one of them points out to the door and says, if you were leaving, you would have left through the door. Issei says, yeah, but I think the window's much faster. He looks down and says, oh shit. Okay, this is going to be terrible for me. Fuck it. This is where Issei says, still, but other than that, see you guys. I'm going to go back to the apartments that I came from, and yeah, also tell him that I say hi or bye and other things. This is where Issei jumps out the window, literally just kind of jumping out the window. He just dives through that shit. This is where Issei is looking around. This is where Issei does know if he kind of just lands down, you would just have to use some water slide or whatever. But of course, this is where, well, Issei, he was about to just go through hand signs to kind of use Kamui or something. Or not even Kamui, mostly kind of do a technique to land down the ground softly. Until mostly he kind of saw something so weird up in the sky. Multiple bats. No, there weren't bats. There were devils, fallen angels, and angels entirely. Looking at him confusedly, and this is where Issei says, wait, I'm not in the human world, am I? No, then again, yes, I'm not in the human world. The Dragon of Annihilation says, yeah, that's true, you're not in the human world. Feels like mostly the underworld. So I guess you were in the underworld hospital. So doing a technique right here in the middle doesn't really matter. So you don't need to use combo. You can just use water style, water bubble to make your soft landing. You're right. Water bubble. This is where he lands on the ground. The water bubble appears. It just crushes a little bit the ground, making a little bit like a cinder. And of course, this is where it then pops. And Issei says, well, time to run. How the hell do I get out of the underworld now? This is where Issei starts running. This is where the fallen angels kind of notices, and even the devils. The angels were kind of wondering what is happening. But of course, this is where, well, someone kind of screams out from the top of the kind of floor, the window. And there's none other than Junko. And this is where, well, she screams at some of the fallen angels to get him. This is where, well, Rias also does command some of the devils to actually get Issei. This is where, well, the devils understand, and even fallen angels, even though they're just heiresses, they still gotta listen because they're kind of nobility, like they're high ranking. But yeah, this is where, well, they kind of rush after Issei, and Issei is like literally dodging some of the light attacks and some of the magic double attacks from what's it called, the devils and, well, fallen angels. Issei says, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. This is where Issei literally dodges them so easily by easily kind of going through buildings, jumping through them, breaking through them. He doesn't care. He's just trying to escape them. The fallen angels and even devils literally lost Issei in an instant. Issei says, well, that sucked for them. I'm not too stupid for them. This is where, oh, someone appears trying to grab Issei from the neck, and it was actually one of the devil soldiers, and says, you think we're stupid? This is where Issei grabbed him from the face and knocked him out, punching him right in the face. Knocking him out. Issei says, yeah, you're stupid as hell. This is where, well, the clone, well, it was actually a clone that poof away. That was mostly tricking that devil, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei said, more. Well, time to go. This is where Issei is right now suppressing all his chakra and also what's it called, his magic. Well, mostly the magic suppression is mostly by the Dragon Annihilation, and the chakra suppression is none other from using the 10 toes kind of suppressing it. But yeah, Issei is saying, Issei is sneaking around, trying to get away from everything. Just trying to literally not harm him. Yeah, he doesn't really care about getting harmed. No, mostly trying to get away from them. So yeah, this is where Issei managed to get away. Now we go into the others, the kind of 5 girls that were in the hospital bed. Now, of course, they're quite annoyed in how Issei managed to escape them so easily. This is where, well, Junko is smashing her fist into the desk that was there. Of course, noticed that the fruit was eating, and of course, this is where she becomes a little bit pink, because it wasn't actually Azuna that brought the fruit, it was actually her. That was actually the first one to bring, like, fruit, and this is where, well, she puts it on the table not too long ago, before she then decides to kind of hug Issei's kind of, like, left arm, or Madara's mostly. Then Ria saw this, and then the other girls kind of notices. And of course, when they visit Madara, now, well, mostly coming, like, first was Junko, second was Rias, third was Lapalan, and the other two kind of came in fourth. But yeah, it just took one of his legs. But yeah, now of course that's why it was such a weird position that Issei was in. Now of course they're quite annoyed and angry. Kaiga and also Aiken, well yeah, Ikea right now looks at this with so angry and white looks because mostly Issei managed to just juke them and run away. Whee! But yeah, Laplain kind of just sees this with such an annoyed expression. But yeah, this is where, well, Ria's is sign because she doesn't know if the devils might be able to get Issei. Because Issei is a pretty tricky person. He's much more smarter, much more intelligent, and much more powerful than Azuna, which kind of makes him quite of a danger figure for any, like, army to face him. But yeah, that then this motherfucker easily can take out an army with just using his flying Raijin. Which they don't really know what a flying Raijin is, but Issei has it, and he is dangerous. This is where, well, we go into Issei right now running around, trying to escape everything, until ice almost appeared underneath him, would have easily froze him in an instant, but luckily he uses Kamui, but he just stays in the middle of the ice, looking like he's frozen. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called, two people appear. One guy with reddish hair, crimson red long hair, and of course baby blue eyes. This is where, well, he got armor shoulder plates, and of course next to him is none other than his wife, kind of having silverish, well not silverish, mostly whitish hair. Of course, deep bluish eyes, and this is where, well, she kind of wears this, like, maid outfit that's kind of the color of, well, blue. Or, well, not blue eyes, mostly gray silver eyes. And this is where, well, mostly, what's it called? The red hair says, "So Grace of you, did you capture him?" This is where he says, kind of in a tone of not really like anger or annoyment. He just kind of seems worried about this human entirely. Or, yeah. This is where, well, the female with gray hair kind of is named Gracefully, and she nodded and says, "Yes, Lord Lucifer, I managed to catch him. This is none other than the Lucifer, one of the Demon Kings." And this is where, well, or substitutes Demon Kings, but yeah, don't worry about that. This is where, well, he says, "Well, we should take him back, well, back to the hospital." Rias would probably get annoyed. This is where someone lands down with wings of 10 like black wings that are not devils but fallen angels, and says, "So, Sir Jex," well, he says, "Sir Jex, it seems that you managed to capture him." This is where Sir Jex managed to turn around with red hair. The guy with red hair turns around and sees a guy with golden bangs and black hair, and of course having violet eyes. This is where, well, Sir Jex says, "Ah, Aso, I didn't actually know that you would also follow this kid. Well, he is the one to actually manage to take my daughter's heart away and manage to capture it." And of course, her kind of always blushing and kind of being always around him. Mostly when he passed out and other stuff. "I guess you're right, but my sister really wants him." This went well. Sir Zex and Az are kind of looking at each other, just kind of glancing. Really, they're not really hating each other. They're mostly doing this either because of either their daughter or sister liking of the boy. This is where, well, someone kind of appeared behind both of them, and there's none other than a yokai, being that the Nine-Tails yokai, for the called Kyo. And this is where, well, they kind of turn around and say, Yakuza. This is where Yakuza says, "Oh, you managed to find him. I was looking for the boy. I was gonna ask some of my yokais to find him, even if he escapes the human world." Is he here? Since he managed to capture my daughter's hearts, that's why I wanted to look for him. He gave him a marriage proposal. This is where, well, as I say, yeah, my daughter found it first. This is where, well, actually, it was Rias that found it first. Found the boy interesting first. That's where, well, they were about to start arguing until someone appears, mostly through a kind of a portal. This is where, well, it was mostly a female with kind of a bluish portal appearing, being ice also, but much more colder than was it called Grace of Beast Ice. This is where, well, she had kind of bluish eyes, bluish silverish eyes, and of course her hair was kind of bluish silverish, but also white entirely. This is where, well, she had one tail instead of having 9 tails like Yokasa, and she kind of had this like icy crown on top of her head. Yokasa says, "Ah, shit! If it isn't you, the queen of the wolves. What's it called? Her name is This is where Yakasa says, it's not great. Celestia, the queen of the snow wolves, what do you want?" This is where, well, the female named Celestia looks at Yakasa and says, "Oh, Yakasa, the 9-tailed fox. Hello there. And why I'm here is just because of the boy." This is where, well, they were about to start arguing, and Aggressively says, "Can you all be quiet for a second? I'm still trying to make sure the boy is frozen and not managed to escape." This is where, well, mostly they turn back to the ice, and Issei is no longer there. Dot, 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 dot. This is where everyone says, how did he manage to escape? This is where, well, mostly all of them kind of question it. But of course, that last part, they said, managed to escape. All of them look at each other because they didn't actually say that. Is that Issei was kind of behind but just trolling them at the same time. This is where, well, mostly the Annihilation Dragon said, "Are you really gonna troll all of them? Hey, they're managing to try to catch me. I'm not letting that happen." This is where, well, mostly they turn around and see Issei, and Issei just waving them and saying, he kind of just waves at them, kind of saying, well, kind of saying to hi towards them, and this is where all of them widen their eyes because he was just frozen in ice a while ago and he's just behind them. This is where Issei says, "Well, I should be going then." This is where Issei then waves back towards him and kind of goes like this, mostly having his eyes closed and smiling with a small grin. Kind of looking like this. Bye bye. But yeah, he just waves to them and says, "Bye bye." This is where, well, Issei then Kamui away, kind of using one of his eyes, turning red and kind of just using Kamui and just disappearing from them. This is where all of them wind their eyes and realize that Issei managed to just gone. Gone, exactly. This is where all of them wind their eyes and say, "Son of a..." This is where Elsa says, "That's pretty impressive. Can't tell if that's a sacred gear, but shit." This is where Yakuza and even what's it called, Celestia, kind of says, "No, that was chakra, indeed. The boy is interesting because he can use chakra." What an interesting boy. This is where both of them said it at the same time. This is where, well, Yakuza says, "I didn't know you Snow Wolf still use chakra. We use magic and chakra at the same time. It's not really important to us that much, but yeah, we use a little bit of chakra on a daily basis." This is where, well, mostly as Sir Zex and what's it called, yeah, mostly those two are just kind of confused with chakra, but whatever. A human using chakra is actually really, really, really odd to them because he's not a yokai, is he? This is where, well, Issei is just managed to escape all of them. Now, of course, he's managed to escape them and run. Yeah, he's just running around until he goes into this crowd of devils and fallen angels and other things. Well, mostly there is an alliance with the devils and fallen angels now. Also, what's it called? Some of the angels staying there, but yeah. But they don't really like staying there most of the time, but whatever. This is where, well, Issei bumps into this guy with kind of like longish white hair. Or not longish white hair, mostly he looks like, So Issei bumps into this guy with kind of being bigger than him, and of course having longish white hair, having armor, and of course these golden slick eyes. That's where, well, he glances at Issei, and of course this is where they both have eye contact. Now, of course, this is where, well, the Annihilation Dragon says, "Issei, be careful. This guy is none other than a true descendant of Lucifer." That's where Issei says, and what if I don't become careful? You'll probably get your ass kicked. Uh-huh. I'll beat his ass right now. This is where Issei is kind of not being cocky, but he really doesn't like listening to other things of danger right in front of him. So yeah, this is where Issei kind of gets up, and this is where Issei gets on guard a little bit because this guy has armor plates and other things. So yeah, this is where, well, the person sighs and says, what is a human doing here in the underworld? The devils here are falling so low, yet there's a human right in front of me. He just got. This is where, well, he knows that he can't use much power or that if Surgex will find out that he's here. This is where, well, he then says, well, human, I can't really play with you. I have things to do. He says, oh, well, that's too fucking bad, is it? This is where, well, we'll see the devil was about to walk away, or not even walk away. He uses something in front of him, like an enforceable force field, to smash upon Issei. But Issei mostly just stood there, just kind of confused, looking behind him. Behind him, something smashes upon a group of devils and smashing them into the wall. And of course, people are just looking at this confusedly, like looking at the devils who just smashed into a wall, just out of nowhere. This is where, well, Issei said, did he do something, or was that just a flawed thing? This is where the devil winds his eyes and says, how did you? Issei says, don't know, fuck you. Issei punches him right in the face, without a care in the world. This is where, well, smashing the older man straight into some, like, the ground. This is where, well, the man gets up and says, you little human brat, dare even touch me? Do you not know who I am? No, and I don't give a damn. This is where Issei says, yes, and I still don't give a damn. This is where he says that in his head. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly this person right now starts making this small little ball of energy. It's like very small with magic, and he throws that at Issei, and Issei just deflects that shit by just smacking it away. Like, think of it from the Goku, when Goku was about to get hit by a ki blast and just smacks things away with his just arm. Yeah, that's what Issei did. The little ball smashes and blows up a fucking building. This is where the devils are confused and rushing towards the explosion and other things. This is where just devils getting angrier at Issei. Issei is just having this like little cocky smile and saying, you know, you're pathetic as hell. This is where, well, mostly the Annihilation Dragon is saying, you're really gonna just play with him a little bit more? I gotta figure out how strong he is. He might be dangerous in the near future. Issei kind of starts that out. This is where, well, what's it called? The Annihilation Dragon says, that is true. Well, we should probably figure this out then. Yep. Other than that, I'm gonna piss him off enough. This work, well, this devil's aura started kind of leaking out. Some of the other devils felt it and almost fell down to their knees because some of them are incarnation devils. And this is where, well, some of the actual noble devils managed to feel this, and someone with red hair managed to feel it. This is where other people that were trying to look around for Issei felt it. Some of the other noble devils, higher ranking noble devils, felt this energy. Issei felt the energy, but it wasn't as powerful as the Annihilation Dragon, showing him a little bit of more energy that he had. That with the combine of the 10 toes. But yeah, Issei grins and says, so you're really gonna fight me like this then? This is where, well, Issei has such a, like this huge grin in his face, showing to be like Madara's grin, saying, so you will fight me then? This is where, well, the aura of what's it called, this, devil is kind of looking at Issei with murderous intent. This is where Issei looks at him without a care in the world. This is where Issei right now rushes at the devil with blinding speed. The devil will still widen his eyes. He thought that Issei will be suppressed down by the aura. Issei punches him right in the face, then grabbing him from the arm and punching him again in the face. This is where punching the devil further away. This is where, well, the devil widened his eyes in anger, and right now aura started exploding around from his body. This is where Issei says, hey, 10 toes, I'm gonna have to use about 10% of her power. In Annihilation Dragon, I'm gonna have to use a good 5%. Fucking kid. Do whatever. Just don't get yourself killed. Oh, don't worry. Issei's right now aura exploded, and of course other devils feeling this. Right now they were trying to escape, but they were now being suppressed down to the ground. This is where the devil in front of him widened his eyes, until Issei punched him right in the face without a care in the world. Right now summoning out the gauntlet. This is where Issei's other hand well, mostly it was his right hand that he punches this guy in the face with a gauntlet. This is where, well, he then summons out this like white kind of color of like energy from his like hand, being kind of silverlish. And this is where Issei then care and uppercutted the devil up in the chin, launching him up a little bit. This is where Issei then appears right in front of him. Mostly the devil winded his eyes and then got a slam, mostly a kick slammed through his gut. This is where, well, not through his gut, to his gut. This is where he slams to the ground without a care in the world. Issei is right now developed in the Silverlish Chakra Cloak. This is where it's similar to that of like the Nine Tails Cloak, mostly the Kyuubi Cloak. Of when, what's it called? When Naruto is in the Kyuubi Cloak and he has reddish look eyes, and of course reddish bubblish energy is around him. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like, but instead of being reddish bubblish energy, it's silver bubblish energy. And Issei's eyes are kind of slick into silver. This is where, well, silver with his like Monoko Sharingan being in top of it, so of course being kind of silverish and red. So silverish red mostly. This is where, well, and of course where, well, the Annihilation Dragon is on top of it also, so yeah. So of course where, well, Issei says, come on bitch, is that all you have? Issei is just trying to piss off this devil much more than he wants to, because he needs to know how powerful is this devil entirely. Because he still doesn't know much about the devils, but he knows that he can probably whoop the shit of half the devils if he wants to. He just needs to get stronger. This is where, well, the devil gets angry and right now rushes at Issei, sending a powerful attack. Right now making a huge blast of this orb, like a huge like blast orb. But this is where before it hits Issei, Issei pulls out a kunai, puts it in front of him. And this is where, well, the blast orb right now was point blank towards Issei, but it disappeared. Issei says, was that all you have? Issei is right now taunting this guy, and this guy winded his eye. The blast exploded somewhere else, and some of the devils winded their eyes. This is where, well, someone already knows who this is now. He just needs to figure out and confirm who this person is, and right now expected this person to be, well, somewhere else. He wasn't expecting him to be in the, what's called, the Grummery state. But yeah. This is where, well, this person says, damn it, he knows that I'm here now. You little, this is where Issei says, you little what? Fuck you. Issei right now punches him right in the face. Right now punching him again in the face while letting him go. And then punching him again in the face by grabbing his kind of collar. It's mostly his front of his collar. And right now punching him again in the face with the gauntlet. Well, letting him go. He didn't care that much. This is where the red gauntlet started kind of glowing. This bloodish color. This reddish blood kind of color being crimson a little bit. And Issei says, fuck your shit. Issei punches him so hard in the face. Right now smashing his shit to the ground and bouncing up. And this is where Issei then right now sends an axe kick to his stomach without a care in the world. Issei has this malicious kind of, well, evilish grin to his face. This is where Double sees pure evil. More evil than half the devils themselves. This is where, well, mostly what's it called? The devil gets up and says, you little brat, do you not know who I am? Issei says, all I know is you're a true descendant of the Devil King named Lucifer, and I'm here to fight because, well, I have nothing else to do. This is where, well, so you do know who I am. I'm going to kill you, little brat. This is where his energy starts glowing, and this is where Issei didn't care too damn much, but this is where someone appeared right in front of him. Someone with red kind of hair, red longish hair, bluish, like light baby blue eyes, but they became much more darker and much more kind of like hardened. Of course, it worked well. His aura also exploded, showing the destruction aura, and Issei says, shit. This is where Issei right now tries to cover himself with aura, mostly his own aura, mostly being the Ten Tails and the Annihilation Dragon. So he won't be destroyed by the aura of Surzex. And this is where, well, someone actually appeared right in front of him right now using her own aura to cover Issei up. This is where, well, Issei was winding his eyes. Now, of course, he can't really use his own aura because it might actually destroy her kind of own aura that actually appear. This is where, well, mostly it's none other Grace to be touching Issei from the shoulder so he wouldn't be destroyed by the aura of Surzex. This is where, well, other kind of leaders like the Yokasa and even the Wolf Queen leader, and also, well, for the Snow Wolves, and also Azo was there, kind of seeing, well, the descendant of the Devil King, well, mostly the Devil Lucifer, well, one of the descendants. That's none other than Vali's kind of grandfather, and his name is what they call, the Sword Sursex says, Rizvan, Lafan Lucifer, what are you doing here? I thought I killed you in that last war. This is where, well, Rizvan says, damn it, not you. This is where, well, right now he gets annoyed. And this is where, well, Rizvan says, Next time, I will definitely kill you, Lucifer. Or should I say, not Lucifer, you faker. I am the one to be the crowned true prince of the devil world, not you. But I'll make sure I kill that little brat behind you. Issei right now flips him off and says, "Shut the fuck up, you clownless old man." This is where Issei right now tries to piss him off more. This is where Rizuma says, "What did you say?" "I said that you were bitch. You running away." This is where, well, Rizuma says, "I'm going to," this is where, well, Surzek says, "Disappear from me." This is where he sends a ball of destruction right in front of him, or a huge ball. And this is where Rizuma has to dodge, right now making a portal, trying to disappear. But yeah, he disappears. But before even trying to disappear, mostly the portal itself started trying to vortex. Issei was using Kamui to make sure that he wouldn't dodge this. So, of course, Rizuma couldn't fully dodge the ball of destruction, so of course it didn't hit him. But when he managed to teleport away, he was kind of smoking and ashing. "Ugh! That stupid little fucking brat!" Issei's eyes were kind of starting to bleed when he was overusing Kamui to try to destroy the portal itself. But of course, that's where Issei closed his eyes and he started breathing harshly. This is where, well, because, yeah. This is where, well, right now, Azo sees Issei kind of crash down, and this is where his eye was bleeding. This is where a drop of blood does fall down to the ground. This is where Issei says, "Damn it, I would use Kamui." This is where, well, Issei is still not fully healed from the whole kind of restrained on using the flying Raijin and other stuff, and using the flying Raijin by trying to block off Rizavan's kind of blast of mostly like demonic blasts by teleporting somewhere else. He didn't know where that shit was going to because he didn't have a marking. He just had to teleport it somewhere randomly. So yeah, without being people there. But yeah, this is where, oh, he says, "Damn it." This is where Issei's vision is getting blurry, and of course he falls down in an instant. This is where he passes out. This is where, well, right now, Elsa says, "Didn't know that that old man is still alive. I thought you killed him." Surzek says, "I thought I did kill him also. He looks to be living on, but I think that attack directly hit him and didn't make him, well, I think he's kind of hurt from the attack. It looks like that kid managed to save, well, mostly stop him from actually teleporting fully. And of course, it might have hurt him halfway." This is where, well, he points at Issei. This is where Surzek kind of smiles at Issei. Issei is right now sleeping. But yeah, mostly Grace Speed does pick him up. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei was just like, Azuna. This is where, well, but yeah, he's just dreaming of Azuna and him kind of like fighting against armies. But yeah. This is where, well, right now his mind, he was actually pulled out from his dream. And of course, this is where appears the two beings. The Annihilation Dragon, none other than Hakai, and, well, not Dragon, the Beast of Destruction, and that is, well, the Ten Tails, being, what's it called, his name is, Jubi, but yeah, or, that's mostly that's his name, Jubi, and this is where, well, he says, "What happened?" This is where, well, the Jubi and Annihilation Dragon says, "It looks like you managed to hurt the dude using Kamui, but your eyes are kind of getting a little bit dullish, since you need to switch out with the MS. But that's not the point. You will actually kind of unlock your eyes to being EMS with both of our chakra, well, not chakra, both of our energies kind of manage to combine your eyes from becoming the MS, or, well, it was the MS, into becoming the EMS and then beyond that. But yeah, you don't really need to switch out with your brother's eyes. Well, I know that much." This is where, well, Issei says, "So, I will have to just do what?" "Not much things. I guess you'll be fine. Like this now." Issei says, "Well, good to know." This is where Issei then wakes up back in the, well, not even hospital. He was in his own room, and mostly he was actually in the Grammary state. Now, of course, this is where Issei wakes up, and of course, he says his clothes are a little bit torn throughout the battle. This is where Issei, he realizes there's a fresh pair of new clothing, but there's a bathroom in his room. So, of course, he goes to the bathroom real fast, because he does kind of smell like sweat and other things. This is where, well, and also some blood. This is where, well, he cleans up, gets out, and sees the fresh pair of clothes. They're red and kind of white, which he doesn't like white that much. He kind of likes black and red, but of course, he doesn't complain about the red. He says, "Fuck it." This is where, well, he just puts it on, doesn't really care. This is what it kind of looks like, but yeah. So this is what it kind of looks like. So yeah, mostly the clothing that Issei's kind of wearing, but yeah. Issei is kind of annoyed in the clothing, but of course, fuck it. He doesn't really have the two buttons right now on top of, well, near his neck. Button up, he kind of just left them open because it's kind of really tight in these kind of clothing. But of course, he can't really like use Kamui or just teleport most of the time. Well, he can use it, but he won't be able to use like reflex and dodge and other stuff in these clothing. It's quite crap a little bit, but yeah, annoying. But this worked well. Issei managed to get out of his room. And of course, trying to sneak around because he doesn't know where exactly he's at. He doesn't really know the grammar say or any of that. But of course, he's walking around, kind of looking around. Kind of when he turns the corner, he looks to the side, to the right side, the left side. He then sees in front of him no one. He says, "Am I just somewhere abandoned?" Whatever. That's where Issei takes a step and walking forward, just sneaking around. He doesn't really know what to do. But of course, it worked well. Issei is looking around, saying, Where do I go? No, not that way. This is where he takes a left turn. He managed to meet up at a dead end. He says, okay, this is the wrong way. This is where Issei is looking around. He is already fucking lost in this place. Where's that old room? Fuck. Why is there different things and why is, what is this, a fucking maze that I'm in? This is where Issei, he's actually getting quite fucking annoyed. He might have to use Kamui just to phase through walls. He just doesn't want to accidentally walk into someone's room and get fucked over. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, fuck this place. This is where he uses Kamui. Just trying to phase to walls anymore. He doesn't really care because he just managed to end up at like 3 dead ends. And somehow, some fucking how, he doesn't care. He runs through walls. And of course, the first wall that he goes into, someone was changing. And of course, where, well, when they turn around, it was a girl with kind of like longish red hair and of course greenish chilly blue eyes. And this is where, well, she wiped her eyes, seeing none other than Madara. And Madara right now turns around and goes back to the wall. And of course says, nope, that's no understick. Now, let me go. This is where Issei, this is where, well, Rias wiped her eyes, thinking that was Madara, wearing fancy clothes, that she kind of started liking. This is where, well, he says, okay, wrong way. This is where Issei goes to another room. It's empty. He then jumps to another room. He kind of just starts running. He's trying to find the outside, okay? He doesn't know where exactly it is, but he doesn't want to be in this whole fucking place. He does see Rias, and he luckily hasn't seen anyone else, but luckily he's now in the hallway when he jumped through a room. This is where Issei says, this is a new hallway. It's black and silverish gray. Quite interesting, and also ice. Shit, not this shit again. This is where someone says ice trap magic. This is where Issei says Kamui. This is where he managed to disappear from the ice attack. This is where Issei appears behind this person. And Issei was about to karate chop her in the neck until mostly ice wall appeared. And this is where Issei says, okay, nope. This is where Issei jumps away. And this is where, well, it's none other than the same maid that kind of did protect him away from kind of Razel, whatever his name again was. And this is where Issei says, oh shit, not you again. I gotta disappear from you. I gotta get away from you. So, good luck. This is where Issei starts running. This is where Issei says, shit. Where do I go? This is where Issei almost bumps into a couple. And Issei says, shit. This is where, well, Issei managed to stop in front of them. And Issei is right now sweat dropping in an instant. This is where the maid comes behind him. And this is where the maid pouts out and says, oh, I'm sorry there, Gremory. What's it called? Mrs. Well, Gremory and Mr. Gremory. This is where, well, she kind of really becomes more formal, kind of more polite and other stuff. And this is where, well, because she's a maid and other stuff. And this is where, well, both of them just shake their head and says, no, it's fine, Gracefy. Gracefy-san. This is where Gracefy understands. And this is where before Gracefy grabs Issei, this is where Lord Gremory kind of says, it's fine, Gracefy. You don't need to take the boy. We kind of already guessing who he is. He's none other than the one who took my daughter's heart. That's where he says he took daughter's heart? What? Wait, what? I didn't take anyone's heart. Issei says because he tries to like pull out from his pocket saying, I did not take anyone's heart. This is where, well, they sweat drop because they realize they think that Issei thinks he literally took someone's heart, which not exactly. Issei hasn't done any of that. The only heart that he managed to take was none other than what's it called? Well, he took the heart of what's it called, what's it called? The fallen angel leader, or mostly not fallen angel leader, named Azo was mostly, what's it called? Cocoa Bean. He actually took his heart out of his, like, chest and say, fuck you, before just, like, killing him fully, but yeah. That's where, well, Issei said, yeah, I haven't literally took anyone's heart. This is where, well, Mr. Grimmer says, not literally, I mean like in the figure of speech. He says, switch up and says, oh. This is where both, what's it called, the inner demons of Issei, mostly the dragon, and what's it called, well, not inner demon, mostly the demon that he has, the Jubi, both of them just slams both their faces into their fucking, well, mostly not faces, their hands into their faces, and like says, you idiot. This is where Issei sword drops and says, well, other than that, I don't know who you were talking about, but I am trying to leave. And this is where, before he turns around, he sees none other than, well, Rias. Rias is wearing, what's it called, not her school kind of uniform. She's wearing, what's it called, this is what Rias is kind of wearing. But yeah, this is where, when Issei notices, he almost had a blood nose entirely. Issei is not a pervert at all, but of course, seeing Rias wearing something like this, he almost had blood nose. Because he remembers seeing her without clothing again. But this time was on accident. Well, all the time it's on accident, but Rias wasn't this time playing around with him. Mostly, she was really just dressing up. And this is where, well, she sighs, and she did have her eyes closed before even noticing Issei being in front of her. And this is where she sighs and says, Mom, Dad, why do I have to wear something like this? Oh, hey, Grace to be sent. Why did, what's it called? Why did my brother tell me to wear this? Oni-san, she mostly says. This is where she opened her eyes, her greenish teal blue eyes, and sees Madara because the same suit that he was wearing before he jumped into a wall and kind of jumped back out. This is where, well, Ria says, Madara? This is where, well, she kind of realized what she said and covered her mouth up and said, no, I mean Issei. This is where Issei said, no, that is right. Madara is truly my real name. He tries to play it off. This is where, well, she growls at him and says, no, it's not. This is where Issei says, yes, it is. This is where both of them are kind of just glaring at each other and saying, this is where, well, Ria says, no, it's not. Issei says, yes, it is. And this is where, well, they're kind of just arguing. This is where, well, they switch off. And then instant mostly, well, not Madara, mostly Mr. Gremory and Mrs. Gremory and also Graceopy are just seeing this and sweat dropping in an instant. Seeing, well, what's it called? Issei and, well, mostly Madara and Rias kind of arguing about what name is surely name and whatever. This is where Issei says that his name is Madara, not Issei. This is where Rias says it's bullshit because that's not even his true name. This is where they start arguing until mostly someone appears kind of chuckling at them. This is where, well, Issei looks up to see Sir Zex, the same person that he helped against the Razin or whatever, to fight against Razin before he even teleported using Kamui. And this is where, well, Issei doesn't have blood in his eyes no more because he did wash up. But of course, where, well, Madara says, you're that person again that kind of went up against that guy with armor. This is where Issei kind of thinks about in his head. This is where, well, mostly the person says, yes, my name is Sir Zex Lucifer. Also, you can call me Gremory, but it doesn't matter. I am the Lucifer of the underworld. This is where, well, Issei says, shit, not this guy again. This is where, well, and if you're thinking I'm like anything like the white old man that you call clownless old man, no, I'm not related to him at all. We have a different system than the whole born from Lucifer or whatever. This is where, well, he will explain later about that for Issei. But this is where, well, he then says, how about you two and my sister decides to go with me towards a kind of, well, mostly fancy kind of restaurant. Well, he then says, Grace Ubixen, would you like to come also? This is where he has a small little grin at her. And this is where she just kind of blushes a little bit. This is where she says, yes, I'll be going along. This is where, well, she kind of becomes more formal. And this is where, well, he says sword dropping because he doesn't know what is happening. This is where Rias is also confused and what the hell is happening. This is where, well, he says, sure, I'll go to a fancy restaurant when I actually get my original clothes. Oh, your original black clothing? Well, the place that we're going has to allow someone to wear something like that you're wearing. So, you can't really wear the same clothing that you were wearing a while ago. He says switch up and says, seriously? Fuck it. This is where, well, he says just switch up and says, fine. And this is where, well, Rhea says, okay, fine. This is where, well, they kind of get annoyed because they don't really like wearing these clothes. It's quite flashy. And Rhea doesn't really like wearing those either. So, of course, where, well, they are kind of walking behind Sir Zex to go to this kind of restaurant or whatever. They go to the restaurant, and of course, where, well, everyone is bowing down to, well, mostly Sir Zex, because he is the Demon King, Lucifer. And of course, Reincarnation because she's the strongest, like, queen. But yeah, this is where, well, they also bow down towards, well, Rios Grimory and even Madara because he's the guest towards Surge, but also the one to actually fight against, well, Razo or Rizzo, or whatever his name again was. Wait, what was it? To fight against Rizzo, Lavan, Lucifer. This is where, well, people are just bowing down towards Issei, and Issei is confused, like, what the fuck, I'm not a hero? I'm straight up a villain. Like, he remembers now his past life, he was straight up a villain, so of course, he's a menace, not a hero. This is where Issei's confused, and like, why are they bowing down towards me? Is it because I'm a guest or something? This is where, well, mostly Surge clears it up and says, no, it's because you decided to fight against, well, what's it called, Risen. Mostly Lavan Lucifer. You were the only one to fight against him and actually took, well, mostly not that many hits from him, but mostly you were the one to actually discover his location and manage to save them off because some of them are incarnation devils. So they respect you because they also think that you're an incarnation devil. Huh? The fuck? Are you no incarnation devil? Reyes already tried that on me and I didn't turn into a reincarnation devil. Thank the Lord of what's it called, the Sage of the Sixth Path, he says. Right now quietly, but they managed to hear that. And of course, this is where, well, Rhea says, huh? The Sage of what? This is where, well, Issa says, oh, nothing. This is where Issa says, shit, don't say something like that, retarded. This is where, well, the Jubi says, inside his head. But of course, this is where Rhea says, well, whatever, fuck you. I did try to incarnate you. It didn't work. You don't need to remind me about it, okay? This is where, well, Issei says, but I want to remind you about it because you won't stop calling me that old name that I have because my real name is Madara. This is where, well, Issei puts his like hand in his chest and kind of pronounces his name being Madara. And this is where Rios kind of clears and says, no, it's not. If it was my way and you were incarnated into a devil, I would have called you Issei-kun. No, you won't, Rios-chan. You would have called me Madara. Because I would have bothered you so much that you would have said Madara. This is where, well, Rhea said, I wouldn't call you Madara. I would have called you Madara. This is where, well, she said Madara-kun. And this is where, well, he says, shit. This is where Rhea says, damn it. This is where, well, Rhea is kind of glaring at Madara, and Madara is just kind of grinning at her with this evilish grin. But yeah, this is where, well, they are kind of sweat dropping mostly Surge and, well, Gracie, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly they get to the table and they start kind of sitting down and kind of looking at the menu. Now, of course, is where Issei, he doesn't know any of the food. Well, I mean, it looks fancy. Well, he can read it, but he doesn't know what it looks like. So the fuck, he'd rather eat some ramen. He'd rather eat ramen than whatever he's going to eat next or whatever he's going to order because he doesn't understand half of the shit. This is where the currency, he doesn't even have money for that. It's like, shit, let me just get some goddamn ramen. I'd rather be eating ramen like that goddamn Vine-tail fox demon. Fuck! This is where he says it's in his head. But yeah. But of course, I'm going to leave it off here for part, 4 of this What If. So yeah, what if Issei was the reincarnation of Madara Uchiha and had the Black Dragon of Annihilation, part 4. But other than that, bye.